We are going to focus on domain and range real quick again. So when we look at the words domain, we know domain means x values, and we know that domain is box, x, box, with this being left and this being right. When I look at the word range, I know that is y values. And I know that is box, y, box. And this is low to high. Bajo, alto. Alright. Now, when we have an open point, it looks something like this right here. It's going to be this symbol. When we have a closed point, something like that, it's going to be a symbol with the line underneath. Okay. So now if we're using this, looking at our first question, it's going to say a quadratic function is given. What is the domain of the function? So remember, I know my important word is domain, and I know domain is x values. So if I know domain is x values, I can look at these and I know that B and D are wrong because they don't have x. Now, I'm looking at the x line. I'm going to get rid of my y numbers. I don't need them. If I'm looking at box, x, box, I have left, I have right. My left number is going to be -4, and that is a closed point. So it gets this symbol right here. Okay. Now, if I look at my right number, right here, 1, I know this is an open point, so it gets this symbol. Boom, that's my answer. So I know I'm looking for -4 and 1. I have -4, I have 1. I have -4, I have 1. Okay, both of those are good. Now, I have a closed symbol. Oh, that's really hard to see. Now let's look at the symbols. This one is wrong, this one is good. So C would be my answer. Now let's try range. A quadratic function is given. What is the range of the function? My important word is range, meaning y values, range. So if I look at my answers, I need to see, okay, which ones are not y? So A wouldn't be good, and C would not be good. And I know range is box, y, box, which is low to high. I'm going to only look at my y's right here. I'm going to get rid of my x's because I don't need them. Now, if I'm looking at my lowest number would be -7. And what we have to see here is -7 does not have a point. So we're going to assume closed. Okay, so we're assuming closed. Now, if I look at my highest number, that is 2. And that is open. So if I'm looking at my answers, I want to check out that the -7, 2, -7, 2, good. -7, 2, good. Now I need to look at my symbols. Open, closed. That means D would be my correct answer because the symbol matches. This is just a refresher. This is not what we're doing. We're applying domain and range again today. So the first one says, what are the domain and range of gx equals -1/4x, blah, blah, blah. So I have all these answers. I need to put this somewhere to make a picture. So we are going to throw it in Desmos. This will help us. So now I go to Desmos. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to just copy this. G of x equals -1/4, parentheses, x minus 17, parentheses, 2 plus 61. Now, I have this picture, but I need to zoom out a little bit. I need to zoom out to be able to see it better. And then I have this shape. So we're going to go and draw this shape over here to help us. And I want to find that vertex, 1761. So this doesn't have numbers, so we're just going to roughly draw it. 1761. And we're going to draw our U shape. Now, when we look at this, if I zoom out forever and ever 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 and ever, all the way out, all the way, it doesn't stop. Like, you still see red down here, and it's never going to stop. So I know I need to add arrows. Okay? So now, we don't even need Desmos anymore because we have a picture. Okay? I know, for me, it's easier to start with domain because I know I have 2 arrows. When I have 2 arrows, my domain is all real numbers. Okay, my domain is all real numbers. So if I look at domain for each one, which is the only 2 that say all real numbers, A and C. So B and D are out. So now I have to look at my range. And remember, range is box, box, Y, box, box. Low to high. And in this situation, I have 2 arrows on my low side, so I'm going to put the infinity symbol. That means I need to get rid of that side. Doesn't even matter. So now I have my Y value is 61. That goes here. And we assume this is a closed point. Boom, boom. So now I'm going to look at my A and B. So less than 61, less than 17. And this also has X, so I know that can't be my answer. So A has to be my answer. So let's try it one more time. It says, what is the range of the function? Range. So I need to take this to go make a picture. I need to put this into Desmos to make a picture. So I'm going to go to Desmos. I'm going to delete what I already have, and I'm going to copy f x equals x squared plus 56x. And I need to zoom in to get a better picture because I'm so far out. So now I have my U shape. And I want to find my vertex. So somewhere over here, negative 28, comma, negative 784. I'm going to draw it facing up. Remember, when we draw these U-shapes, we're putting arrows because if I zoom out, it never stops, okay? So now, I know when I'm dealing with range, I'm dealing with box, box, Y, box, box, low to high. If I'm looking at my Y values, it's negative 784, negative 784. That's a little, negative 784. So I know my answer needs negative 784. So if I'm looking at my answers, negative 784, I have 56, 56, 0, 0, negative 784, negative 784. That means A and B are not possible because they're not the Y value. Now, I know my arrows point up, meaning it's getting greater. So C has greater than, D has less than. Remember, greater goes up, less than goes down. So my answer would be C. So now for the next one, we are given a table and we want to find the range. This is the same thing. We are going to take the table into Desmos. And since I know this is a table, I love Desmos. No, not that one. This one. I was trying to look for them. Okay, table 0. Oh, this is horrible. 0.25, 0.05, 0.75, 1, 1.25, 1.5. So now I have 0, 2.76. 4.90. Oh, I missed some zeros over here, didn't I? 0.00. 0. There we go. 4.90, 6.43, 7.35, 7.66, 7.35, 6.43. Now, the biggest thing about these is I have to click this arrow right here. And this gives me kind of a U shape. So I know I'm going to use y1 squiggly line, ax squared, 1 plus bx1 plus c. Now, I still want that highest point to help me. So I know range is boom, boom, box, box, y, box, box. Low to high. And I'm going to go ahead and draw it somewhere over here to help me visualize it. And I know I'm drawing down. Okay, so my y value is 7.6, and that's going to go in the high box. So we have 7.657. So now I'm looking at my answers. Let's get rid of Desmos. I'm looking at my answers, and I want to match it. So I have 7.657, 7.66, 1.25, 7.66, 1.25. I know that B and D cannot be my answers. But now let's look. We have less than, and then C has greater than, and then less than. So in this situation, this is where we drew arrows, but we're talking about a ball. If we're talking about, like, this is like where a person stands and they kick a ball, right, and it goes up. It's not going to go into the ground. It stops right here at the 0 line. So I know that I have to be in between 0 and 7.6. So right here would go 0 because we're talking about a real life situation. So for the next one, which graph represents a quadratic function with a range of all real numbers greater than or equal to 3? I know we're talking about range, which is y, 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 y. And I know I'm talking about 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. A is not good because its max height is -3. Not good. B, maybe. C, our lowest number is -3, so it can't be C. And then D, maybe. Now, it says greater than. And to be greater, you have to go up. You have to point up. So B points down, D points up. D would be my answer. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.